How old?
Ronaldo. The Ronaldo went to Saudi Arabia.
The Ronaldo.
The Ronaldo went to Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Dude.
That sucks.
I know.
Sad, dude.
Sad.
Crazy.
And only $75 million a year. I thought he was supposed to get $275 million a
They
year.
said he could get up to $200 million in a year, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
That's the report. But still, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
This is a sad way to go out.
They validate, my friend said this to me, he goes, players validate themselves by the offers they get. So, you know, you're getting contracts, you're still the guy, you're still the man. And he's not getting offers from any of the other major clubs, it seems.
A lot of the Premier League teams don't want to work with him.
Oh,
like he got offers from, or like he talked to different teams and they were like, oh yeah, we're trying to build around this guy and you're only going to be here for another year. So to basically sideline everything we've been building for the last 3 years to try to work you into our system for then you to retire after a year or two is not working.
Because he doesn't want to play a part of the system.
So he's a bum.
He wants to be the guy.
Yeah.
He's just not good enough to be the guy at that level anymore.
And if he's going to retire in a year or two, it's like we're going to do all this work to build this team around you. And you might not even be worth the investment to build the team around.
He was saying he was talking to Brazilian teams, Portuguese teams, American teams. Which U.S. team wouldn't do it just for 2 years of marketing?
That's different. I think what we're talking about is
competing at still a high level in one of the top 4 leagues.
So now he's like, okay, if I'm not going to compete at the highest level, what's going to make me the most money?
Yeah.
And it looks like you can't compete with Saudi in the offers. But what my buddy was saying is that that's what the athletes tend to do is they validate themselves by the contracts they're getting, and that was the biggest contract. So in his mind, he can still be the biggest player.
Yep.
Probably wasn't getting offered close to that from an American team. Maybe he would have gotten like a percentage of the club or something like that. But I can imagine that this Saudi deal is, even if they say it's 75 million, maybe they're like, listen, we can only say 75 because we might want to lure other players eventually and we don't want to pay them this. So we'll give you this on the side. Like the Crown owns all the money.
Right.
They can give you whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, percent of jerseys or this house, you get this land, whatever.
So it's a bummer because it could have been really cool as soccer is exploding in America. We have the World Cup coming here. There's the most interest in our lives that we've ever seen in soccer. And then you have arguably the most famous soccer player on the planet comes to America with the other most famous. It would be the perfect time for Messi and Ronaldo to come to America and then soccer become like the second most popular sport in America, the third most popular sport. You have football, basketball, soccer. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
And he followed the money, and you can't fault him for that. He has every right to make as much money as he wants. But it's a bummer because it feels like he missed out on like a cool cultural play.
Yeah.
Actual question: someone who doesn't know soccer, it seems like the Messi Ronaldo debate is pretty over.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. If you ask someone in like 2018, and you're like, okay, imagine these two GOATs are going at it. Messi wins the World Cup, and then Ronaldo can't find a team to play with, and then goes to play in Saudi Arabia. People be like, "This is insane."
The fuck?
Did he get injured? Like, it's like incomprehensible.
It seems like within the past 30 days or whatever the World Cup, 2 weeks,
the conversation.
The conversation's over.
Yeah, like
It's
imagine
done.
in 2 years, like Steph Curry can't find a team and has to go to like Turkey.
Yeah.
It's like, how could that even happen?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
So he declined that much?
I think it's partially he wanted to be the guy.
Yeah, I think it's it's a decline, but also you're not willing to be a role player.
and maybe his skill set isn't built around being a role player. Like, for example, Steph Curry could play in the NBA until he's 50 years old because he can stand in the corner and hit threes 10 minutes a game if you need him.
You can find the open guy.
Yeah. And he's not going to take a pay cut.
Well, we're talking, Ronaldo. I guess what I'm
Ronaldo.
saying is, so Ronaldo's going, I'm not taking a pay rep because, again, he's validating himself through the money. It's a weird thing that happens, but my buddy who works in sports is basically like, it's just over this amount of time, that's how you start to identify your status in the world.
Yeah, and you don't want to think you're going down.
Exactly.
Like,
I've also heard part of the reason there's holdouts and agents probably play a role in this, but like a player won't think I'm worth 100 million necessarily. What he'll think is if this guy got 98 million, I'm better than that guy, I get 100.
Gotcha.
It's not about the money, it's about the competition even within
There
the
was
context.
Doesn't it matter where the money's coming from? Like if you're not in one of the premier leagues.
Not when you're convincing yourself.
Yeah. I think he's in a little bit of denial probably.
Yeah. Because, listen, he gets benched for Portugal. They get booted. He doesn't have a great cup.
Yeah, doesn't play well at Man U, has issues with the club. They like kind of oust him. He like talks shit about them.
And
fucks
instead
up
of
his whole deal
going,
there.
I'm not playing well. It's never him, right?
Yeah.
He's upset at Portugal. He's upset at Man U. He's always upset. And this is classic, right? It's like classic what happens to a lot of star players who are just like, his the resilience, the mental resilience that he has that gets him here is also the thing that's going to inhibit him from realizing that he's fallen off.
It becomes stubbornness after a while.
Yeah.
But this spin cycle
that
seems pretty
sucks.
short relative to what he's done so far. That it's pretty unfortunate that it puts you in that place so quickly in the end.
I think it's expedited by the Messi situation, right? Like Messi's meteoric rise to the #1 football player in the world, without a question.
And just beloved.
Beloved, and like everything about his attitude, his demeanor, the fact that he's not loud, the fact that he's got his girl that he's known since he's 12. It's like the perfect fucking story.
He's physically small, like he was the underdog, the runt that became a hero. Like
universally liked by his teammates, it seems.
Yeah. Pays for the whole the Argentine team. Like they're going through financial hardships. Apparently he paid for everybody on the team's salaries.
Yeah.
Like 1 year. So like all these crazy cool stories are coming out that he's just like a great guy. And then poor Ronaldo is like the brash bravado, strong, tall,
cocky,
handsome,
arrogant.
cocky, take your shirt off.
Yeah, Gaston. Like, literally.
He's the guy most of your heroes are, and Messi is the guy you wish most of your heroes were.
Yeah.
Well, I would make the argument that Messi is actually the David character in typical like hero stories. Like it is the guy who's smaller. He's where Ronaldo is the Goliath or Ronaldo, or the Gaston. Is, so it's like he's the person in the fairy tale that should be the prince in the fairy tale that ends up not marrying the princess, and then the weak boy ends up kind of proving that he is the the true suitor.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if it's a good investment for Al-Nassr. So like the amount that they spent, how would they justify that? Would it just be through like brand recognition to Saudi? Would it be through like jersey sales? Would it like I saw their Instagram followers, I think they got like 5 million overnight from like the announcement. So in like even those stats alone, I wonder if that would be beneficial for them. Even like streaming rights, like how much value does a player like that bring?
So here are the things. One, Saudi Arabia doesn't give a flying fuck about making money on any of these other endeavors. Okay? This is all marketing. Come to Saudi Arabia. We're gonna run out of oil eventually. We need to prove to you that there's some shit here besides oil derricks and Mecca. Because I think the average person in the world just goes, I think all Saudi Arabia has is oil derricks and Mecca.
Yeah.
So, we have a whole football league? I didn't even know Saudi Arabia had a football league.
I didn't know until Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So Saudi Arabia just built this hotel, Habitats or something like that. It's near Jordan, in a part of Saudi Arabia that's similar to Jordan. The geology looks just like Jordan. It's like built within these like crazy like rock structures, and they just spent like 10 times what another Habitats hotel would ever spend. And it's simply just to draw tourists out there to prove that they have more than oil derricks and Mecca.
They're building the Lion
It's like Wadi Rum, and you go over there, and it's
They're
like,
building the Lion City for the same reason, right?
The Lion City, exactly. So all these things are like marketing. How can we become like this global city, and how can we shed a little bit of the representation and of the reputation, the stigma that we already have, which is like, hey, women can't drive. Everybody, burqa'd up to here.
Khashoggi.
Like
That's $100 million right there.
so if the world is watching Saudi football games. Not the world, but like, the Ronaldo fans are watching Saudi football fans. Maybe they want to go to Saudi to watch a football fan. Now there's an excuse. Now there's an excuse to travel a little bit.
Right.
Like, and people will go do that.
Yeah.
They're Ronaldo fans. Like, dude, if Michael Jordan was playing in another fucking country, you don't think that Michael Jordan fans would go there and watch a game? 100%. So will they make back the $275 million like dollar per dollar? I don't know. But it is an infinite amount of money that is returned from viewing Saudi Arabia as more than just those two things.
Yeah.
Right.
And all these oil-rich Middle Eastern companies are now investing in other things because they know the oil's time is limited. So their money from all the oil is making money. Even when oil dries up, it's going to be, do whatever the word is, diversified into so many things, they're always going to have like infinite money.
Yeah.
So I can pay $75 million, who gives a fuck if it gives me good PR.
Yeah.
That golf league, I don't think they're making money on that.
Oh, yeah, the Live Golf.
The Live Golf
Another
Tour,
one.
They're just throwing crazy bread at it.
See us differently. See us as you.
That
Hey, we're
that
Western.
term everyone's using is sports washing.
Sports washing.
Did you hear about that?
It's like money laundering, but through sports.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you can clean up the reputation of your country through having some big sporting event, Olympics, whatever else.
Yeah.
But I saw this is funny. This is the coach of Al-Nassr that basically was like, Cristiano, I wanted to bring Messi first. And as like a joke during the press conference.
Oh.
And he was like, I'm just joking. But it's like the fact that he's even bringing it up is like another nail in the coffin. That's like fucking up his reputation, his legacy. Wow.
Again, I think his legacy is going to be whatever, top 5 ever or whatever it is. It's not going to be that hurt in the long run. But right now, yeah, it was.
But to go from 1 to 5,
Yeah.
that's not great.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't think he'll be 2?
I think we Pele and then
Well, I mean,
Maradona and then
if
Messi.
you're going off of World Cups, it's Pele.
Yeah.
Pele has 3 World Cups.
Yeah.
That's the most remarkable competitive feat
insane.
I've ever seen in the history of sports. 3 World Cups.
Yeah.
You're the best player on the team for all 3.
Yeah.
Doesn't Usain Bolt have like
12 years in a row.
3 goals in the 100-meter dash? Or something?
Yeah.
Also pretty fucking
Yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy.
But what
Isn't
doesn't
that
impress
like saying Julius Irving with 11 or how many he has?
No, Bill Russell.
No, Bill
Oh,
Russell.
Russell, yeah.
So
Yeah,
the thing
that's
about
crazy.
Bill Russell
Same
is
shit.
far fewer teams. I think black people like weren't even playing in the NBA. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to diminish what he did. He's the greatest winner in the history of basketball. There's no doubt. But for me, one person affects a soccer match much less than one person affects a basketball game. And the fact that he could be the best player on the team for 3 World Cups and win 3, that's a 12-year period. Like, that's nuts to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I can
It's insane.
understand why people make that argument. Then there's the Maradona argument. But like I said, nobody's coming close to him. What's the next? I mean, does anybody else have 2?
World Cups?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I think Ronaldo, actually, no.
No.
The OG Ronaldo.
Oh.
I'm going to look.
They be
Mbappe almost had it.
Thierry Henry be hating on new Ronaldo. He goes, there's only one Ronaldo. And that motherfucker Ronaldo in Brazil was nice, bro.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about him.
Oh, no, he's... was
Baldwin,
savage. Well, he had that little patch in the front. Remember he did that?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So what do you think happens in like his first league or his first season with the league?
who, Ronaldo?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he'll play incredibly well and he'll, score and he'll do everything that they want him to do.
Will it be that relevant, though? And this is different probably, but Beckham came to LA. I remember the Galaxy. I lived in LA at the time. Huge deal. But very quickly, we stopped giving a fuck. I
Yeah.
mean, very quickly. And even if he was good, I don't know. Did they win a championship, MLS Cup? I don't know. Globally, his relevance maintained just through his marriage and his ads or whatever, but could Ronaldo's relevance decrease, especially as a soccer player?
Yeah, I was thinking that because like Andreas Iniesta, one of the greatest players ever, played for Barca forever, played with Messi, like fucking one of the best like center mids ever. Now is playing in a Japanese league, and I didn't even know he was playing in a Japanese league.
Yeah, he got like 30 million or something like that.
Yeah, it was great money to go and play in this Japanese, but I was like, I've never seen a highlight
So the
from it.
Japanese would love his game. that is the perfect player to go play in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pure technical
Perfect.
greatness. Like
Yeah.
they don't want Ronaldo jumping around.
He's
and
not flashy, he's just like hard worker.
Yeah,
just gets it done. But I'm like, I haven't seen any highlights from him playing in Japan. I haven't seen anything come out.
I thought he
from it.
retired.
Yeah, I thought he retired also. I just don't remember what happened to him.
I just got sad about this. Like whenever, I guess it's 75 million, but whenever an NBA player is like playing in China, it's always kind of sad. Like imagine fucking LeBron in 6 years playing in Tokyo. You'd be like, this is painful to watch.
Half a billion people live in the
little-
Middle East. They're going to watch it in Arabic. It's something to cheer on and say, okay, let's develop soccer more
I'm
and
sure
more.
it's a little different.
Yeah.
Please explain how. 'Cause
It's a little different because when an American player goes to a league abroad, they're not making the money that they would make.
fair enough, yeah.
And when these guys go to leagues abroad, they're actually making more than they would make at the
I
Premier
do
League.
think even if LeBron was getting 100 million from China, we'd be like, ugh. Come on.
I don't know about that.
You ain't watching a game.
I'm not watching a single game, but
I would watch it.
there is
LeBron against a bunch of Chinese dudes. That'd be fucking awesome.
But there is a number though. That's interesting that you say that because if he's making like 10 million to go over there, I'm like, oof, man, he needs money. Something's wrong with him financially. But if he was making 275 or whatever the fucking amount was announced with this Cristiano deal, like if he was making money that he was never even close to making per year playing in with the Lakers or something like that, I'd be like, okay, I can see why you do that. And I think LeBron would. I think LeBron would go to China and play for 275 million a year.